Never a good sign when we're doing the post-game show with the game still going on, but that's what we have it here for the second time this season against the Pelicans. Raptors down by 37 points with 8 minutes to go, and this is one that was well and truly over with 10 minutes to go in the second quarter, but managed to stomach it long enough. I've had enough now. Let's get into the post-game show. So, you may not be enjoying the game. You might be enjoying the content. You might enjoy the post-game shows. If you do, please make sure you hit the like button and support the channel. Help drive us up in the YouTube algorithm. I toughed out a lot of that game for you guys. Smash that like button. Also, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel for more content like this Raptors game. Apologies, I was dealing with an injury last game. Missed out on this one, but we're back today. Not to a good game here. The Raptors just well and truly just can't have games like this season. They either have to have a game where, look, they're playing competitively and developing, whether it means a loss or a win, but you absolutely cannot have games like this where nothing comes of it. No development can be had, can't work on anything because the team was just so poorly equipped today. Injuries definitely don't help. Scottie Barnes out injured, likely, I would say, for the rest of the season. Jakob Poltl out for this one. He's big, figuratively and literally, for the team. Bruce Brown also not available again for the Raptors here. Not a great group to work with in a nightmare matchup, well and truly, against this Pelicans team. They have a ton of size. Raptors have struggled against size all season. They're missing two of their sizable guys in Barnes and Poltl. Yeah, it was a matchup made in hell for the Raptors, and it showcased that. That being said, I once again want to reiterate here, we know the Raptors aren't very good. We know this was a bad matchup. Like, what did you think the point spread was? This point spread for this game was 9. It's 34 points right now. The Raptors are threatening to have their worst loss at home in franchise history here, which was 40 back in 1996. Pelicans are certainly within striking distance of breaking that record and winning this game by 40-plus points. Completely embarrassing at any time to lose a game in this manner, especially to do so at home. So, on what went wrong out the gates, to start the game, the Raptors were 5 of 7 from 3, which kind of gave us a false sense of hope because as soon as the three-pointers cooled off, this was another example, like the last game against the Pelicans, where the Raptors could not score on the inside, could not get any points in the paint. If they lost the three ball, they were not going to score, period. That's what you have here. Defensively, rim protection is non-existent. You'd think they'd kind of sacrifice the three ball going up and protect the rim a bit more. But if they're not going to protect the rim, then take away the three ball. Don't let the Pelicans shoot that. But instead, the Raptors, what they've done a lot this season, instead of taking away one thing and giving up another, they just give up everything and don't play defense at all. That was the case today. Pelicans, they want to score at the rim. Hell yeah, they scored at the rim. If the Pelicans wanted to get an open look from 3 and hit from there, hell yeah, they did that. Herb Jones did it plenty. Trey Murphy has done it plenty, as well as we'll see on the box scores very shortly here. But you got to do something to mitigate the storm, and Darko Rajakovic's coaching staff did nothing. So it was a bit of a flash in the pan, that 3-game win streak for the Raptors, and same could be said for the coaching and the way it went down there, because it has not been good since. Raptors had the 3-game win streak, returned home for a 4-game homestead, where they've lost 3 out of 4 of those games, and even the one they did win was a nail-biter, nearly blown lead against the very lowly Charlotte Hornets. So, yeah, don't want to not put in the whole game on Darko. The team he's working with is bad here. But as I said, the game planning here was poor. The usage of players was poor. And the rotations were poor as well. Where the game went to shit was when the bench unit checked in for the end of the first quarter, start of the second quarter. I have no idea why Darko insists so much on the 4+1 lineups, 4 bench players, 1 starter. It doesn't work when everyone's healthy, and it damn well doesn't work in a game like this. The bench unit for the Raptors in the first half was Barrett, came in as the 1 starter, basically was the point guard for that lineup, with DJ Carton, Jordan Nwora, Grady Dick, and Jonte Porter. 5 bad defenders on the floor at the same time, none of which had any sort of self-creation on offense when they're isolated out there on their own. Just completely dismantled in those 5 minutes. They scored 4 points in those 5 minutes and gave up at least 20. I think I can kind of put together with the plus minuses that we saw there. An absolute horror show disaster stretch for the Raptors there. And that just spilled into the rest of the game. The starters came back in. They couldn't score, couldn't defend. And here it is, 6:36 to go, 122-86. I don't know if they're going to break the record for a Raptors home loss here tonight, but the only history Darko Rajakovic is making is in the negative categories, putting up one of the all-time worst performances the franchise has ever had. So now I get it. The players aren't necessarily there. The team is not that good. Goodness gracious, they are not this bad. They're bad, but they are not this bad, and you get nothing out of the game. From the Pelicans in a box score perspective, Zion is on the cusp of a triple-double. I don't imagine he'll get fourth quarter minutes here, so it won't happen. Herb Jones goes 5 of 8 from 3, 17 points. JV goes 2 of 2 from 3, 10 points, 10 rebounds. Off the bench, Trey Murphy, 10 of 14 from 3 for 34 points. Trey Murphy is plus 44 on the night. From the Raptors, Grady Dick's a minus 37. He just missed his 4th 3 of the game. Kelly Olynyk at 15 points, Trent at 16, Barrett at 15, Quickly at 17. Even 7 assists, 7 rebounds for Quickly, but no defense here, no consistent offense. Bench was garbage. Granted, bad players, but I mean, if the team is going to play this bad, can you at least show us Mohamedou Gay, Jamias Ramsey? It took Darko way too long to even give us a chance with Freeman Liberty, who actually looked decent in his cameo here. The bench has no defense, yet didn't play Chris Boucher, who would have helped that. Not really sure the thought processes that went in overall to the game here for the Raptors. Again, a complete and utter disaster, it seems, overall for the group today. You can't really spin it any other direction. From a team stat perspective, Raptors go 40% from the field. There's still time left, as I said, 33% from 3. Pelicans are shooting above 50% from the field, above 50% from 3. Again, would have liked to have taken away one component of their game instead of none, but not to be for Darko Rajakovic. 3 extra offensive rebounds for the Pelicans. Same amount of turnovers, but the turnovers, some of them that were committed by the Raptors, were very, very sloppy. I remember 2 near the end of the first, I think it was either first quarter, first half, where 2 inbounds off of Pelicans makes were immediately turned over to them. So, yeah, just a disaster game here. This team's bad. Again, it's a bad matchup. I once again would advocate for the tank for the Raptors. Advocated for it before Scottie Barnes got injured. Did not change my stance that he got injured. In fact, it strengthened my stance. Yeah, look, you probably won't catch the Hornets here, but you've got a chance of catching the Grizzlies in the standings. Moving to a bottom 6 team elevates your percentage of keeping your pick by 14%. It jumps to 45%. And you know what? Even if it's not towards just complete overhaul tanking, see what you got with some of the younger guys. See what you got with some of these two-way players, 10-day contracts. Give these guys some play time because I don't think we're getting much out of these games if they're in this sort of vein. So, yeah, again, overall, not much to be said for the Raptors here. They just really got nothing out of the game. So, upcoming stretch here after the 1-3 homestead, you've got the Suns in Phoenix on Thursday. That's going to be a brutal one. You got the Trailblazers on Saturday. Raptors have lost them already this season. Let's see how they look here. Monday at Denver. That is going to be brutal. And Wednesday at Pistons. Another opportunity for the Raptors to completely and truly embarrass themselves before a back-to-back against the Magic. So, kind of said after the 3-game win streak, don't let the 3-game win streak give you an overall false sense of hope. The team likely still isn't good. And, that's kind of been proven here in a very unfortunate way. Not sure how much Poltl and Barnes change it if they're healthy here. Maybe you lose by 20 instead of 40. or 30, whatever it's going to turn out to be. But, I mean, Barnes was there for that game at New Orleans. They lost by 38. So, yeah, it's a bad matchup, but probably should have learned a little bit from the last one. Coaching staff didn't. So that'll do it here. Tough one, but no sense of sitting through the rest of this one and see how bad it gets. We do content like this for every Raptors game, and hopefully you did still enjoy the assessment of the game, regardless of your thoughts on the game and how much you may have disliked it. Also, make sure to drop a like as well to support the content here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate everybody hanging out. That'll do it. We'll see you again next time for another one as the Raptors take on the Suns on Thursday.